Well, hello. I'm sitting in this lovely 1903 saloon railway carriage that used to run on the southern region of Britain back in the day, but a bit more about that later on. I'd like to share with you some plans and ideas I have for the Linleys Station on my Linleys Garden Railway. You may have seen me talk about that a bit before in previous episodes. Thank you for clicking on this feature. Hi, I'm Warren Brandon. Welcome to another Linleys video. Linleys Station is at the major intersection of two lines on the Linleys Garden Railway, and as such it's the main station on the layout. The only practical space for the station buildings is behind on the further side of the 4-track through platforms. In previous videos I've explained some of this and the building of a mock-up of a footbridge. I've also shown how, using cardboard boxes, some of the buildings might be laid out. I will replace the temporary flagstones with a better base, flat of course, and the size to suit the station buildings I choose. The style of the station will follow, in basic outline at least, the Midland Railway style of around the 1870s. A combo of stone and red brick, ornate woodwork painted in an off-white with dark red paintwork. This is Appleby Station, and it'll be the source of some base style for my station. The practical construction methods and materials I'll decide later on. I'm considering using a combo blend of some laser cut pieces of plastic, some sculptured clay panels and 3D printed sections. Before diving into the station building designs and plans for the Linleys Garden Railway, let me explain why I'm sitting in this lovely London to Brighton South Coast Railway 1903 saloon carriage. I'm on holiday with my extended family and they've gone off sailing for a few hours today. We're staying in this apartment, which includes in its core a first-class 1903 saloon and an even older 1874 compartment carriage. Many of the fittings and doors are still in use and some are almost 150 years old. Whilst the kitchen and large lounge is a more modern construction at one end and the larger bedrooms at the other, the core is basically these two fine old carriages. These carriages used to run for decades on the line south of London, all the way down to the south coast, including destinations such as Brighton and Eastbourne. So here goes with a basic idea of the layout of my station. I guess really this is the kind of base area that I've got with the tracks running down here. I suppose really I've got the idea of foliage generally being around the outer part of where the station is kind of going to be. I've got the options of gaps and bits. I don't know, I'm going to make it up as I go, but this will be the limiting general overall shape of the station concourse area. I've got sort of view angles going in sort of in this direction basically from the lawn, from the garden, so I'll be looking at it from here. I'm not going to be looking at it from the outside really, hardly at all. The idea is that I've really committed now pretty well to where the step, the over footbridge will be. So it's going to kind of come in here. So this is over to the platforms, flatway, steps, little mini stepway, and then down to the deck. So that's kind of the layout that I've got. From here, the flow of passengers, pedestrians, passengers, will be kind of in this sort of direction. Really, they'll come and go in this direction. So this is the flow area. And loosely, I have in mind that this will be where the main station will be, kind of here. So I've got the main through, pedestrian access through. I'm not really quite sure what, whether it's a hip roof, whether I've got something coming over to here. Really need to work on that detail. I've got a lot of then space on the side here, and I want to keep it kind of tight, so I've got a central core area. So I think I will have a kind of a visual barrier with some sort of building here, and I think I've sort of had a bit of a think about this. Hello, Cassie. A bit of a kind of a gateway here, not for cars per se, but for deliveries and such. I say deliveries because the kind of go-to point here I've got in mind is at the end of some sort of building here, to have perhaps a WH Smith's kiosk or some sort of kiosk here, for people to perhaps pick up a paper or coffee or whatever they used to do in the 1900s, whatever. There we are. So that's that on that side. Not a lot going on here. I think it'll just be fence. And all the way along the side here will be fence. Some sort of low picket fence, because this is where the platforms are and it's on the wrong height. So people won't be walking off here. So this will be more or less just simply a low, some sort of picket white, some sort of fence, a line along here, not too high, visually here. Right, so that's there, and I think looking this way I want to just close off this side a little bit. So I'm going to have some sort of building L shape. I don't know really, coming around here somehow, whether it's hip. Looking at the designs of things, they don't have much in the way of hipped end buildings. They're kind of end with the fancy, what are they called, gable ends. So I might just have gable ends, and then this will be perhaps a sloping roof or another low level gable end here. If this is the main entrance, so there's like a doorway, double doorway perhaps with some sort of arch, might have a window, toilets, might have toilets say here, or this might be a separate waiting room. Don't really know. That's an idea. Yeah, so big doorway in through, ticket office on the inside, parcels, maybe station. Oh, this could be station. Yeah, station master's kind of room with a door and window. That's quite nice there. Smith's kiosk. Right, lamps. I'd like to have the option of a bit of light on here. I don't mean like floodlight, but station lights. Now some stations have like wall hung lamps. I think if I'm careful with the end of this and the center line here, I might be able to kind of get a little row of lights, kind of oil lampy, gas lampy things standing up here, so it doesn't interfere with the flow of people coming around and would nicely light that area. That's it in a nutshell. What I haven't done is designed each of the buildings, and I'll kind of work on that over time. Okay, so starting off with a blank piece of paper, I'm going to concentrate on just that main building at the back of the station forecourt area. I'll do the standard orthographic projection sort of views, plan view, front and an end view, just to get some ideas of some sort of detail. Overall proportion only. Let's start off with a plan view of the basic building. I'm going to include the gable end bits. I'm going to get a couple of gable end view bits in, but also to include a wide-ish central walkway entrance exit section going on here as well. So gable end, walkway, some sort of window return bit, roof line. Gonna get 2 chimneys going in here, basic chimneys, get them in some sort of position there. Roof ridge line across, intersection here, standard sort of ridge, slopey roof intersections. Roof then, that's the overall shape. Add a bit of detail, give it a bit of shape idea. These will be barge board ends, you know, the barge board bits, ornate to feature and fit in with the style. I've been looking at that Appleby station, of course, so I'll go along with whatever that is. This will be the doorway, some sort of doorway, maybe with some side windows. I'm half thinking of having some sort of canopy coming out over the doorway area as well. I don't know whether that will work, but if I can work out how to do that, I will. Standard sort of slate roof design, gutter, downpipe somewhere presumably here, whatever really. Okay, so that's the basic roof line showing there. Work out the exact dimensions to follow. Right, front view. Let's get a front view in here. So that'll be the gable end. Let's get the basic ridge top there. That will be the side of the gable end coming in sort of about there somehow. Chimney in here coming up, chimney in here, ridge, that'll be the gable end. That'll be the hipped bit of this in here. Might keep that that ridge slightly below the top one. Don't know. Need to worry about how to construct the exact details to follow. These will be the sort of innate barge boardy ends, and I know Appleby has kind of got crinkly bits with pointy bits with holes in the end. I'm just gonna go simple here for the drawing for the moment. Squiggly woo, and round end. Appleby's got, I keep talking about Appleby, Appleby's got sort of venti windows in here above the window here, so maybe that will work for me. Barge board on the end, might have some end detail, gutter. Right, so doorway to go in here. I'm thinking of having kind of a wide doorway, maybe a double door. Some larger stations got double doors, so I think I'll have a double door idea and 2 side slightly smaller windows. So if I have a top here like that, that would be door. Might have side window going in here as well. Gonna squeeze another window in the side here, possibly can. Maybe so. Brick obviously here, stone. This would be doorway. I suppose that would be open, wouldn't it? There we are. And I don't know, still not sure about the idea of a canopy coming in here, perhaps on 2 columns either side. Doorway there. The rest is just window. Let's get a window in here. Sill. This is quite a large window, maybe a waiting room. Whatever. Some of them have got like a larger one in the middle and then two slightly smaller ones either side. So maybe that will work. Don't know. And then another one in here. Bigger one, smaller ones at the side. Is that going to work? Possibly. Right, I'm going to have red brick for the large majority of this, but the corners of these sorts of buildings quite often have larger stone corner lumps, and they're actually called coins, nothing to do with money. Begins with a Q. And I've looked at several photographs, and there's about 10 or 12 stack of these. So I don't know how many I'm drawing here, but let's just get a few in here. And they're a bit big as well, but anyway, whatever. So coin blocks of stone, and then the rest of this would be just brickwork in filling in and doing what it needs to do. The rest would be brick, and the same would be on here as well. Need enough gap here, so I need to work out the exact detail and construction to follow. So that gives the overall idea of what the front view would look like. I think it might have, well, columns here for perhaps a canopy. It might be a, I don't know, double, and then flower pots. I know Applebee's got little tubby flower pots, and here might be a bench in front of the window as well. Bench here, who knows, other bits and pieces. There's always a kind of notice board, collection notice boards, so notice board could go there, and there's potential for notice boards on the other sides as well. While I'm adding a little bit more detail to this drawing, please scroll down a little bit and hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel. So that's the basic front view, again ignoring how to include the L-shaped bit of building coming out here. Let's just think of the end view to see how the bits stick out. I'm not going to worry about the back, so I'm just going to do half this building. That would be the gable end, wiggly wiggly woo. So that is the end of this, just half of it. Might have a notice board on here. We've got the coins, the brick block, stone blocks. Should be 10 or 12 of them. Just get them in. The rest of this is brick. We've got a chimney coming in here as well. Looking here. Now these gable ends stick out a bit. So ridge line to here. That would have its own gable end looking to the side. These bits stick out. These obviously have the stone coin features as well. And the rest of this is brick. That's got a poster signboard there. Maybe we've got another one on here as well. That would work. Gutters. Good. Ridge line. And the canopy would come out from here forward if I was going to do it. Coming out here. Coming out on perhaps some columns or something, whether it's slopey, flat, or a dome shape, or dome shape, I don't know. So that is the basic layout of the station forecourt area. I've sort of done it in the usual third angle orthographic projection sort of style. Dimensions, details, all need to be worried about. There's always more to design and plan and think about, but for the time being, that's it. Thanks for watching and bye for now.